support of hiring a full-time planner for the town. We are growing faster than any other town in the county, and without that kind of professional expertise, I'm concerned.
I'm writing in support of a full-time position for a planner for the town of Lansing. The fact that a majority of the town planning board supports having a full-time planner certainly indicates the need of having such a position in the town. Lansing is the fastest growing town in the county and logically needs the expertise that a competent planner would bring to the town. How can we afford not to have a full-time planner to help with implementation of future construction in a way that will provide lasting benefits to the town? Please consider and pass a resolution for a full-time planner, which is already in the approved budget for this year.
It is simply not possible to do this job with any level of professionalism or success in the time frame we are proposing. Are we ready to pay legal expenses and consultant expenses to do what a town planner should be doing? The proposal for a part-time planner for our fastest growing community in our county is an insult to the person hired and the lack of faith in our community as a whole.
A full-time planner would guide the completion of the town's comprehensive plan. Lansing currently has over 700 lots or housing units either already under review or in process. Making sure these developments all conform to Lansing's ordinances requires the expertise and management of a planner. The writing of such grants is best left to a planner. I shudder to think that this board would even consider approving this change without the advice of a professional planner. And the citizens of the town deserve nothing less than their own planner.
At last night's CPA meeting, we voted unanimously to urge the town board to appoint a town of Lansing planner. Other CPA members are responsible for getting a letter to you to that effect. As an individual, I'm in favor of a planner.
I urge the town board to hire a full-time planner. Planner is needed to manage Lansing stormwater. Please do not be short-sighted. Our town needs a full-time planner.
I encourage members of the town board to instead choose to hire a new full-time town planner as soon as possible. Considering the multitude of development projects that are either currently underway or poised to begin, I believe having a fully appointed town planner to work with the various boards and committees would benefit the town immensely. We must hire a new full-time town planner.
I'm here to urge the board to hire a full-time professional planner to ensure orderly growth and development.
I too strongly urge the town board to vote for a full-time planner. Like it or not, modern government is complex, and a full-time professional planner is needed to help our volunteers do their jobs. And the planner would help us prevent mistakes. Since a full-time planner would be able to write grant proposals and bring in grant money to the town.
Although I'm mostly designing buildings now, for about 10 years I did planning for several villages in upstate New York. But there needs to be someone who's looking out full-time for the big picture, the town's comprehensive plan, and the future.
So I'm writing to express my strong support for hiring a full-time town planner for Lansing. Neither those of you on the board nor the residents who have volunteered for planning and zoning boards have the professional experience or the dedicated time and responsibility required to ensure that developments proposed in our town are undertaken in a way that is in the best interest of our residents. Not hiring a full-time planner is quite simply a false economy.
I am a member of the comp plan. One of my strongest feelings is that currently there is no person who can provide the vital communication link between all the committees. None has the education or expertise of a town planner. Elected officials are not expected to do all the jobs that the town requires, but rather they should have the vision to appoint and hire people with the appropriate education and skill to do those jobs. We need a full-time planner.
In another life, I was a business development manager for the city of Buffalo. Many of those who have spoken before me tonight have really eloquently stated the reasons why a town planner would be beneficial. To continue development without a plan is a disservice to the residents. You need someone to sit there and say, okay, wait a minute, is this good for our community?
I'm very surprised that this decision in favor of a full-time planner has not already been made by the town of Lansing. From my early days as town supervisor of the town of Michigan, Furthermore, the town of Lansing is on the verge of implementing a comprehensive plan. Who is going to implement that? If you are going to implement zoning and consistent proper land use practices, which are particularly critical right now, you must have a staff person who is a professional in the function, who can keep all the interested parties consistently on top of land use policies. Don't put this off any longer.
Well, I'm in complete agreement with these and all those other issues tonight that were on the list. And I declare at this time my support for the town board to vote affirmatively on the upcoming resolution number 14 on your agenda tonight for a full-time plan.
I'm a member of the Zoning Board of Appeals. And as someone who has spent the last 40 years sitting first on the planning board and then on the Zoning Board of Appeals, I've seen many changes in Lansing. And I have to say that all the good planning was done with the assistance of a professional planner. And we need to make sure that all these ordinances and plans comply with state and federal regulations. We need to ensure there is controlled growth and address all the issues that go with that.
I've served on the Tompkins County Planning Advisory Board for the past 10 years, and I worry that local developers will not be held accountable. Insurance companies deciding to sue local governments for lack of planning for climate change, making us taxpayers foot the bill for the damage the insurance companies have supposedly insured against. But here come some members of the town board to stop the process. Why? I have to ask, on whose behalf they're doing this, who benefits from keeping the planning process in Lansing underfunded?
And I'm speaking as a resident of Lansing for the past 18 years, as a participant on the current comprehensive plan committee, as a Lansing Pathways Committee member for the past 5 years, and as an active attendee at the Ithaca Tompkins County Transportation Council monthly meetings. I believe the town of Lansing needs a full-time planner. I believe a planner is needed to inform, to coordinate, and to facilitate this level of density.
And I do believe for any of those ideas to move forward and to take a foothold, we need a full-time town planner. I think it would be fantastic if we had a full-time town planner to work hand in hand with our superintendent, our chief financial officer, to look at ways to share services and to think into the future.
I'm Judy Drake, a member of the Zoning Board of Appeals. I'm also a human resource professional. It's frustrating that we are here today discussing whether to fill a position that we have selected, interviewed, and almost gotten to a selection process. I was supportive of this position, being a full-time planner as a Lansing farmer that feels development pressures around our farm all the time. The town is in need of a full-time planner, but more than that, the town board needs to commit to supporting the planning and codes department.
So I don't want to repeat what everybody else has said, but I also support the town's hiring of a full-time planner. Among other things, we don't want the taxpayers to subsidize the developers for by the taxpayers having to pay for the developers' mistakes and poor planning. Among other things, also a planner and good planning can help protect our property values. In addition, a full-time planner can be a very economical way to get your planning services. If you were to go and get an outside consultant to prepare that generic environmental impact statement, you can expect to spend at least $70,000 to $100,000. It really is inconceivable to me that we all have to be here tonight pleading with you to hire a full-time planner.
I'm going to read my letter of intent as a full-time planner. So over the past year and a half, if not more, I've been working with the Town Plan Committee and more recently on the Town Center Committee. I've become acutely aware of how important it is to have a knowledgeable town planner. Of all the time in the town's history, it seems that this is the time that we need a full-time planner. I realize the budgets are tight, but this is not the place to sprint.
I've been involved in the review of the codes and the last comprehensive plan review. I'm presently a member of the Zoning Board of Appeals. I was one of the signatories of the unanimous letter recommending a full-time planner position for the town. I don't feel that we can go forward without a full-time planner.
Robert Creed,
No.
Doug Gay,
No.
Ruth Hopkins,
Yes.
Edward Levine,
No.
Kathy Miller. Yes.
I'll go ahead and speak. I haven't been in favor of this since back when we talked about it during the budget, and it didn't seem like during those times that there was any discussion that was warranted other than moving forward with this. And that was one of the reasons why the budget got passed. I did not vote for the budget. I'm still not convinced that full-time is necessary at this point. But I'm willing to, listen to my colleagues and move for some compromise. That hasn't happened at this point. So that was reasonable.
Please, we don't need any comments from this. Please, let's be civil, and you've done a great job so far. Doug?
Well, we hear of the development of upwards of 700 lots. And if that comes to me, that means there's a lot of density happening specifically, as talked about here, in the Trip Hammer, Asbury, Hillcrest, Warren Road area, even east of Warren Road. And that density leads me to believe that at some point, sewer will be inevitable. Whether or not it is or not, but I believe that to be the case, because when you get density, we get smaller lots. Smaller lots don't contain septic systems. So we have a certain building size lot at this point for that, and so that's something to be considered. Well, given the past history of the sewer in the town, I believe it's come up 3 or 4 times and been voted down 3 or 4 times. And with all due respect, I don't know that sewer will be approved in Lansing unless developers take and bear the full brunt of the sewer. So if that's the case, I don't see a need for, at this point, if we have that much development, are they going to bring in package plans? Are they going to rely on all septic systems? I know we're all concerned about stormwater, but what are the plans for this? We don't know at this point. That's funny you say that, but we have stormwater guru in Dave Herrick. So, and I'll be honest with you, I have to think of the people that put me in this office where I sit right now. And I've talked to many people about it, and I cannot go against their wishes. They may not be here, ma'am. They may not be here, but they still voted me in. And I can't. Sorry. I'm not.
There's been a lot of assumptions tonight that this full-time planner will make all your problems go away. And the problem is that that's not the case. There's also been assumptions that the highway department, for some reason, they keep throwing into this argument that they get their position and no one else does. That's not the case. You have a lot of misinformation. One of the misinformation is that they have absorbed that position. They have been approved another position, they have forfeited that. There is no position for that. They have absorbed the stormwater part of it. So they are working stronger on that with the same resources they have. They've just taken on more work. The other thing is that I was not in favor also of a full-time planner. I voted against it. I would like to seek a consultant. I would like to seek a part-time person. I would like to seek that part first. If that part does not pan out, then let's go to the second alternative. Let's do this in a methodical way. Not just jump right into this full-time planner. Because what happens once you get your comprehensive plan done? What happens when the rest of it gets done? You can tweak these things all you want, but the bottom line is this development that's coming you still have rules and regulations. You're looking for someone to plan. Does that mean you want someone to control what goes into Lansing?
Plan.
Is that what you're saying? Because that is a tremendous concern, because that person has tremendous input on what goes on. The bottom line is, with all this, when you hire this full-time person, you give them a lot of power. When you have a consultant, you have specific duties that they do. Simple as that. That's why I would like to go with a consultant first. We have talked to the planning board, and we have heard their concerns. We try to address their concerns first. We understand that. We understand it's very difficult to learn all this stuff. But the bottom line is that if I disagree with it, it doesn't mean that I'm wrong. The bottom line is that when I look at these things, I listen to all these different people. And now, I don't think it's a full-time planner. Maybe down the road, okay, well, let's at least pursue to see what's out there for a part-time position. There's no reason to say that that is not the right alternative right now. After all, Jonathan Cantor was part-time. Now everything is on here. So obviously, I said my piece.